Hey guys, how you doing? Hope everybody's having a good holiday in this momentary lockdown that we're in, this quarantine, confined to a space. I'll start with a funny. It's related to the subject matter I was going to speak to you about briefly. I saw an interesting segment, an AT&T commercial. It was two girls talking about Sign of the Times, conversing over Zoom, right? One Caucasian girl, one sister girl, and the conversation went a little something like this. So the end of the conversation, we're talking about some general obsolete things, and at the end of the conversation, the Caucasian girl said to the sister girl, "So what time you guys getting started making sourdough bread?" And the sister girl's face says it all. She goes, "Sourdough bread? We're not making sourdough bread," which made me laugh so hard because I was realizing when I was looking at segments the other day that the world, social media and television and everything, is just interested in showing snapshots of one demographic and how they're responding to this pandemic, right? So therefore, those folks think that's the blueprint for how everyone's reacting to the situation here or what we're doing in our lives, right? They're not bothered to really roam into many minorities' lives. I've noticed that just it doesn't exist. I mean, they're not interested in seeing what we're doing, culturally speaking. That's Hispanics, that's African Americans, that's Asians. I haven't seen any of our faces on the captions. I always see defiant, lawless people hanging out at the beach, pool parties, you know, and doing what they normally do, right? So getting on with that sign of the times, I'll start with the leadership that we have here. People are walking around pretending like they don't understand why these people are so defiant. First of all, it starts from the top. The base of mixed messages that has been going on from day one. Okay, the character there, right? Thumbing your nose at the results of what it's going to take to cure this epidemic, to get this thing in order, right? Basically ignoring details. That person that's in the White House is more interested in his own agenda, right, rather than humanity. And I don't know how many examples that we have to see of this when many news stories have said this person did not want to react to what was shared with him about this pandemic, this epidemic, and how vicious it is as it was building steam and getting started. And all of a sudden, he wanted to react. So, and the situation is, this does not surprise me, right? I'm not sitting around pretending. I have to close this window. That I don't understand why these people are acting this way, because every single day, and we all see it, but the difference is whether we choose to ignore it. The Ivy Leagues, the prima donnas, the I'm lawless, do as I do as I say, not as I do, right? Like I said in the past, privileged and entitled and the pretentious and the we got all the mileage and all of the credentials and and this is not a hating statement at all. This is just how one group, and this is not that entire demographic population. This is just a percentage of those who want to run around posture. Actually, I think it has a lot to do with the age group, right? That demographic around the millennial crowd, one side or the other. Unfortunately, when you want to share things with them, they've not been conditioned to follow any sort of order, discipline. You've entitled everything. So therefore, they're acting out on when you ask them to follow a general blueprint, like something like a military directive. They're not going to do that because they're not used to it. You wouldn't tell Susie that you're not going to go outside, you're grounded. And now she's acting this out in her adulthood. And we are paying for that, right? You're watching these people as grown-ups now go breaking rules at the beach, and they don't care, and they're telling you to your face, and they're just calling it we're exercising our rights, and when black people get pulled over, that's resisting arrest, and um, you know, we're actually looked at as if we don't know our rights. So therefore, then we're imposed upon in a situation where we're out trying to survive. Basically, we're the blue collar minority group, and we have to get out there and work. But we're, in the process, we're being provoked while we're out there, blood, sweat, and tears, trying to get it done, right? And then you got, Becky in the crowd at the pool ignoring everything, and they don't mind telling you boldly, "No, we're not going to do any of that. You're blowing my rights, and I'm going to carry my guns to the legislative buildings and all this mess." Right? It's a hot mess. But this is the conditioning process again. They've not asked to be disciplined. They've not been asked to be disciplined or follow the rules. The mentality of we own everything, your movement and our movement, we can selectively do it the way we want to. It's just, it's just repulsive and sickening. And actually, frankly, it's very ridiculous that we're operating this way. Now, off that bandwagon, outside of some concern in general interest for the well-being of everyone, humanity. Okay, this a news flash. This is not about, the world doesn't revolve around those that operate that way. Okay, the stage is for all of us. For the good of mankind. This is not your show, the spotlight. All of this socialization now. This social media stuff. Outside of like a total drama zone, right? And now all of a sudden we're all having to try and like coerce you to behave. It's terrible. So come on, folks. I mean, this goes to, and I say it's just pretty much an age-related demographic, okay? Because I see it in all. I see black folks, white folks, Asian folks, Hispanic folks. It's just it's the young folks are just, and then their parents are like still enabling. So then they're getting behind that movement and going, yeah, you can't tell us what to do. Yeah, because I didn't raise her with any sense. So I'm not going to start this late in the game and start trying to impose some common sense or some home training or some etiquette on her, about what the right thing is to do and an appropriate thing. Come on. And that's the problem we have, guys. That's the big problem we got right there. The sign of the times, okay? You stop enabling those behaviors that they're defying everything that they've been asked to do, because it's causing a deficiency in communication and also action, plan of action. Then we can get on and heal together. Kumbaya. This is just the worst I've ever seen in terms of people and they're wanting to ignore everything and be selective reasoning and pretend they don't understand. I'm not pretending. I understand very clearly what I see before my eyes, okay? They pretend so much that I don't know what you're talking about. And they'll say that to you. And you're speaking the King's English. Very good, articulating slowly, enunciating my words. You're not misunderstanding anything I'm saying. You're just pretending not to understand because you don't want to. And you've never been asked to. All right, so that's it for now. Let's take the high road, you guys. Explore the high road. This is just getting to be sickening, the behavior that I'm seeing with adults are supposed to be leading by example. I'm seeing so much, I've said, immature behavior. These are the things that cause major revolts in the world because we can't dial it in, bring it down 1,000. What's the good in acting out, and trying to get a rise out of one another, provoking things? It's the worst plan and the worst way to go. This is a time for us to rise above, as I've said in past, and actually show that we have some. We made a choice for some very superior or stellar type attributes. Find something constructive to do during this time. All right, so that's the takeaway. Hope that you all are well. Enjoy your feasting. And I'm going to get back to my. I'm having crackers because I like to. I know that doesn't sound very exciting, but that's my go to snack. So, anyway, you guys enjoy it. I'm going back to my crackers. Have a good day.